What it do? This your boy here, Screwface. You are now watching TWTTV. Let's get it.
It's Screwface.
What it do, man?
Man,
It's poppin'.
the legend of the G, boss of the G. I mean, so many words have been described to, you know what I mean, to speak on your years of, you know, being a boss in Gary. But talk about, let's take it all the way back to, you know, to the first, you know, CD. I mean, you decided to go ahead and, you know, move away from the streets and then get into the rap now.
Well, you know, when I first started, you know what I'm saying, it was like, we was deep off in the streets. Like, you could hear it in the music. Like, the very first CD that I seriously dropped was the Last Days EP with the MCGs, me, Daz, and Nuki G. You know, it was like one of the first major CDs to come out of Gary. Like, everybody supported that CD, the whole city. Like, everybody had our back. There wasn't too many other groups out, maybe CCA, Outside. Maybe that was about it at that time. A little later, you know, the Grind Family and Big Chiller, all them came. But, you know what I'm saying, back then, man, it was like, it was what it was, man. Shit we was rapping about, we was doing that shit, real talk. But, you know, it come to a point in your life where you decide you gotta get away from that, you know what I'm saying, because the odds ain't in your favor. You know what I mean? Like, how many times can you get shot at without getting hit? You know what I'm saying? Eventually, one of them motherfuckers gonna catch your ass. So you got a motherfucker use your head. But, you know, I've been there since the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here, so, you know.
So what happened with the MCGs?
Okay, well, with the MCGs, man, the very first group, like I said, it was me, Daz, and we had a girl named Nuki G. We were signed with Ujima Productions, that was the name of the company. Like I said, we put out the first CD, The Last Days EP, and we had like one of the hottest singles on the Gatekeepers, which was like a nationally released Gary compilation. That motherfucker sold over like 20,000, 30,000 units.
Throughout the streets or the stores? Like
the stores, streets, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nuki G, you know, a lot of people, you know, they came to her like, well, you can do it by yourself, woo. Make a long story short, she got the big head, so she went her way. Me and Daz was still doing our thing, and we hooked up with Mr. Lowe. That's when we came with 53 Chambers of Danger, which was the first official MCG album.
It's the hell of a title.
I ain't playing, but it is what it is, man. From the first block to the 53rd block, you in danger the whole time, man, you know. And we was just, you know, putting that message out there to let the world know, you know, how we was living, you feel me?
Now, I know that was around, you know, 90s, you know, a lot of things was going on in Gary at the time. And it was a volatile time in the 90s in Gary. Now, did that have some kind of, you know, influence in the type of music that, you know, you guys wanted to create?
Yeah, I mean, it had a whole lot to do with it, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the stuff that we was spitting was the stuff we was living every day. Like, it wasn't no type of imagination to it. Like, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It was all kind of, you know, murders, crime, drugs everywhere. We was the murder capital at the time, you know what I'm saying? So that's why we came up with that title, MCGs, which means Murder Capital Gangsters. You know what I'm saying? And we was just, you know, keeping it 100, letting them know how we was motherfucking living. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just came out in the music.
So after the MCGs, you know, what happened with the group ultimately to where Screwface turned into a solo artist?
Well, you know what I'm saying? We was having problems with, you know, being in a group, seeing eye to eye. Everybody got their own personality, everybody got their own agenda, and it wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to stick in there, you know what I'm saying? Talking to people, trying to get them to do what I need them to do as far as the label, as far as the group. And then it just got to a point where I was just like, man, you know what? I can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? And I decided to go ahead and make my first solo album, which was called Make Way for the Bad Guy.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue cover. Yeah, I remember that. So how did the streets respond to that album?
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Your debut.
They, you know, it was kind of mixed. You know, a lot of people said that, you know, they miss, you know, the group, you know what I'm saying? But then other people was like, well, man, about time, we've been waiting on you to do that. So it was mixed, you know what I'm saying? But I got a lot of good feedback off of it once, you know, it actually dropped and people actually got a chance to listen and vibe to it, and they seen where I was going with it, you know what I'm saying? So I think it was a success.
As the rap scene grew in Gary, there was a lot more different groups and solo artists that came out, and people were working together. The support that each other had, you know, how did that take a turn as the years went on?
Well, man, back when we first started doing it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know, basically supported everybody because we felt like, you know, as a unit, we would, you know, accomplish more. You know, before the music scene, it was just banging. You know what I'm saying? Everybody banging against each other. So that was kind of something that we all had in common, and it made us, like, you know, grow close together. You know, but over the years, as it started to get more competitive, you know what I'm saying? Certain people started to, you know, do, you know, little stuff behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about to make, you know, a person, you know, act a certain way towards the next person. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, after a while, everybody started wanting to be the one to put the G on instead of all of us.
Who officially? I know we got Freddie Gibbs right now. I know Freddie Gibbs is out there with Jeezy. But who officially was the first to put Gary on the map on the rap scene?
Officially, man, like I said, man, I mean, that would have to go to us, the MCGs, the CCA.
And who was the first to put Gary on the map on a national,
on a national scale? I mean, they knew about us back then. It just wasn't like all the way out like it is now. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, the moves we was making, you know, that brought the Source magazine to Gary, the Murder Dog magazine to Gary.
I forgot about Murder Dog.
Couple of other magazines. So we was already getting national exposure. Freddie just took, you know, a different route than what we was doing, because we was doing, like, you know, regular album formats. He was the first artist to do a mixtape, and I think that's what took him over the top, because nobody had ever did a mixtape.
I was saying, you know, I talked to Jimmy Mack about this, and you know, a lot of real street guys, they get kind of offended when rappers discuss street life and their music, and they don't have the resume to back up that. And there's been, you know, I've seen diss records on Freddie Gibbs or diss videos and things of that, you know, attacking his character, his credibility. But at the end of the day, isn't the ultimate goal to put the G on the map on the national scale? And, you know, does it really, him maybe not having a resume or not being who they say he really is, I mean, I asked him the same question, does that really matter? Does it matter?
I mean, in a sense it does, but in a sense it don't, because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. And, you know, if you really want to be real about the situation, like all the artists that we supported coming up, you know, they was talking about all that gangster shit, but they wasn't really in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as the national artists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got some that was really street dudes, but most of them, I mean, they rappers, man. It's entertainment, you know. Now, when somebody just go overboard, that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? But everybody know that it's about, you know, telling a story, and you might have not lived it yourself, but you saw it, you was around it. So I feel like you got the right to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? And then with my man's issue, a lot of people, they just talking. They don't know that man. You know what I'm saying? Because the man I know, I mean, he 100, more 100 than a lot of other niggas I know. You know what I'm saying? So when that issue come up, I just ignore that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it's just hate.